Good afternoon and welcome. Glad to have you here today. So let's get started and support our local bookstore. On Go for Lunch for December 10th, 2024, brought to you by GoFor Technology. I am Roger Harmon, your host, and our mission here today, as always, is to make your technology work for you. Ironically, it's the National Dewey Decimal System Day. What could be more appropriate when we're talking about books? So, of course, I had to do a little research and find that Melville Dewey, born in 1851, invented the Dewey Decimal System, and it's been in use since 1876. He also helped establish the American Library Association. Then he went on to establish the first library school at Columbia College in New York City. And he was also an entrepreneur who formed a company that sold library supplies to libraries. So, support your local bookstore. Well, let's get back to basics here and figure out the answer to one question. Does Tucson, or wherever you live, have any local bookstores? And we looked around, saw on Yelp they had a list of local bookstores, and also we found this website. So this is from Tucson.com, and it's an interactive map of 13 bookstores for Tucson readers. So let's just go through those real quickly and highlight some of their specialties. Okay, first we have Bookman's. Now, this article was originally written in September of 2022, updated in November of 2022. So it is not really up to date as far as Bookman's concerned. So let's see what's happening with Bookman's. So if we go down through their website here, we'll remember that they not only buy books, they sell books, and they trade books. And it tells you a little bit about how they do that. They also do different events. For example, here's one, a vision board workshop going to happen on December 12th at their Speedway location. But let's look at their stores. So here is a map of their stores. They have one in Flagstaff, one in Phoenix, one in Mesa, and only two left in Tucson. So there's the East Store, which is in Monterey Village Plaza, Speedway, and Wilmont. And then their Tucson River store is at Stone and River. So that's the latest on Bookman's locations. So we'll go on to Squid Ink Books. Interesting name. I've actually never heard of this store before, but what they do is offer modern books and collectibles, including first editions, signed, and limited editions. And they're it looks like they're in the river, Fort Lowell and Swan area. Then we have Art Galaxy, which is the only comic book store that made the list. I'm pretty sure there's a couple of more comic book stores here in Tucson. And then we know about Bookman's. Then we have the Nexus Occult Books and Oddities. So they specialize in astrology, mythology, the paranormal, and secret societies. So, and then there's the Littlest Bookshop, which has books for kids of all ages, and they do a story time at 10:30 on Saturdays, and they are located on East 5th Street in the 5000 block. Then Antigon Books, which has been here in Tucson for decades, and they claim to be powered only by solar energy. and they are on North 4th Avenue. And then just down the street is the Book Stop, which has been here for 40 years, starting in 1967. And they were originally on Campbell and moved to their new location on 4th Avenue. And then Barrio Books is in the Hotel McCoy complex, which is on Silver Lake, just west of Interstate 10. And they specialize in Black, Indigenous, and people of color titles. Then Mostly Books, it has both new and used books, and they have a membership program where you can get every special book every month. And they also sponsor a couple of book clubs. And then Revolutionary Grounds is not only a bookshop, but a coffee shop. And they're located at 4675 East Speedway, just west of Swan. No, they're east of Swan. And then, of course, we have the University of Arizona bookstore, where you can get all your Wildcat paraphernalia and not only textbooks, but other kinds of books. And then there was another one that I wanted to mention, and that's the Friends of the Pima County Public Library Book Warehouse. Now, they operate a little differently in that they only have a sale once a month for 4 days. The next one's coming up on December 13th through the 16th, and it works kind of an interesting way. They have a 4-day sale. On the Friday, you buy at regular price. On Saturday, you get 25% off. On Sunday, you get half price. And then on Monday, you can go over what's left, I guess. Looks like they got a lot of books there, so there's probably going to be some selection. And you fill their bag and walk off for $10. So that's very interesting. And then they have the schedule here for 2025, once every month through June so far. So that's another resource for your book. So the answer to the question, do we have any local bookstores in Tucson, is yes, we do. So why did we get on this rabbit trail of bookstores? Well, it's because I came across a website called Libro.fm, and they distribute audiobooks, which you would download from their website. And their unique feature is that when you buy from them, they support the local bookstore of your choice. So let's go look at Libro.fm. So here they are. And so they support your local bookstore while you listen to their audiobooks. And so when you sign up, you choose a bookstore, which we're going to go through that process here in just a moment. You can also do a monthly membership like Audible, but you don't have to. You can just buy books a la carte when you want to, so you're not tied into a membership, which is nice. They have an iOS and an Android app, and you can also listen to books with your Bluetooth earphones on your Apple Watch. So let's go ahead and sign up. I haven't signed up yet, so you can look over my shoulder here as we sign into Libro.fm. So we're going to use a let's use our Choya Bay, this one. And I am not a robot. So I'm going to create an account. And I'm going to accept cookies. And I'm going to go to my email. And actually, I'm just going to do it on my phone here. And hope they're speedy. And let's see, get into all inboxes, and they are speedy. So I'm going to confirm my email. And hi, Chris. So now I'm going to finish creating my account by putting in my full name, which it didn't accept. There we go. So it's not accepting my autofill here, so I have to type in my full name. Don't you just hate it when sites don't cooperate with these automation features? And I'm going to use a strong password from my Apple keychain. Save and fill. It asks me what country I'm in. Asks me for my postal code. So it can probably locate the and I'm agreeing to their privacy policy and terms of use. And I'm hitting next. And now I'm going to, let's see here, maybe I just log in. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to save it in 1Password and save. So yes, I'm running 2 password managers. And now it's going to, we couldn't find the account associated with that email address. Oh, I see, it filled in my name instead of, so I'm going to use text edit to fill in my email. And we're going to enter the password recently generated. And my passwords are locked. So I'm going to unlock them, and I'm going to copy my password and click on done and paste my password in. I didn't realize this was going to go through so many steps, and I'm going to save it. And page not found. So we're going to head over to their, it says welcome Roger Harmon, so okay, so here we are, and it should be giving me a opportunity to choose my local bookstore that I want to support. But you can see here they have a good selection, and now you can get, if you join their membership, you can get 2 free audiobooks. And let's see if they're going to let us pick our bookstore now that I've kind of circumvented their system. So they run all the socials. Here's a review from the Wirecutter. And they say that their in-app recommendations are a cut above the average algorithm. And that was done in 2024. So let's click on account here and see if we can find out where to, let's see if this heart does anything for us. Nope, that's our wish list. So let's go back to the home page. And okay, so I'm going to choose my book. So we're on the tightrope without a net here. So I'm going to try to show you my iPhone here, which I hadn't planned on. So let's see if this will do it. And that's my double. Let's see if this one will do it. No, that's the same one. Okay, so I have to choose one. And we want the video source here. And we want the iPhone. No, we don't want the camera. We want the iPhone. So I don't have my overhead camera set up. Okay, so that's not working. So I'll just tell you what I'm doing. And we'll go back here to Safari. And we're going to hide others. Okay. So on the iPhone app, I am searching for Bookstores, and apparently it did not remember my zip code, so I'm going to type in my zip code. And it looks like it is using my IP address, which shows up in Phoenix. So that didn't work, and it didn't like my zip code, so I'm going to put it in my city, Tucson, Arizona. Here we go. So now I have a choice of Anagon Books, Barrio Books, Mostly Books, Stacks Book Club, Paper Cat Bookshop, which is only online, and then we move into Kentucky. So I'm going to choose Mostly Books. I'm going to save and continue. And then I'm getting an offer of 50% with a membership and get 2 bonus audiobooks. And then at the top I can download their iOS app. So that's the way it works. If we hit Explore, we can look at bookseller picks, bestsellers coming soon, sales, audiobook clubs, and a kids section. So that's Libro FM. But wait, there is more. So my producer reminded me that the Pima County Public Library has audiobooks available as well. So you can download audiobooks as well as get ebooks for free at the Pima County Public Library. So they used to have a service called Overdrive, which is actually the name of the company that created the service. The company is still called Overdrive, but their service is now called Libby. So if you had participated in this at your library before, when it was called Overdrive, the Overdrive app is no longer supported, and you would need to download the new Libby app. So let's see how that works. So we're going to go here to the library. And so here we are. Now, when you go into their home page, these are all going to be ebooks. So you have to go up here to collections and choose audiobooks. And you can see they have a couple of categories here. This is interesting stuff you missed in history class. And staff picks by the librarians. And so you watched Bridgerton. So we're going to go to see what's available. And so they have 498 results available. When I looked at this earlier today, they had 500. So people are checking out audiobooks. So you can see there's some interesting titles here. Some ones that I recognize as being fairly recent. And there's 21 pages of audiobooks. So that is a good resource to you. And if you don't have a library card, in this green banner at the top, it says you can apply for an e-card and get one instantly. So you can get an e-card, an e-library card, and start checking out books right away. So you don't have to wait, or you don't have to go to the library to get a library card if you don't already have one. So that's a great resource. And that takes us to questions. So if you haven't already, and I see there's lots of comments in here, we'll get to those in just a second. Reminder to please share the GoFor Gazette, which comes to you every Monday morning about 7 o'clock, with anybody you know, just one person you know that uses Apple devices, so we can help more people. And our friends at Zoom have updated Zoom Workplace to version 6.2.11. So if you haven't updated, or if your Zoom doesn't update automatically, like that's the case for many people, then you can go ahead and update that so you have the latest. Okay, so let's see what you all have to say. So here's Bob and Chris and David. Hi, David. Glad you could join us. And Chris says you can find your book under the account button. I think we tried that and it didn't work. So, and Chris says, do you have a list of the bookstores with a bit of info on each? Yes. That article in the on Tucson.com, I don't know if you saw that, but that did have a list, and also there's a list on Yelp. I don't know how much information is on Yelp. And Chris says, this is very cool. A new rabbit hole for 2025. Exactly. So I know that I really enjoy reading, I should say listening to audiobooks. Well, I like it when I'm on a long drive, when I'm working out, when I'm doing other things around the house and I want to multitask, which they tell me is not a real thing. It's a multi-switch between tasks, between listening and doing something else. So audible books or audiobooks are a great way to do that. So you can enhance your mind and accomplish something else at the same time. So I hope you found this interesting and educational. And if you haven't already, you can take care of catching up with your reading by listening. So if you haven't already, give us a like. That helps the YouTube show this to more people. If you have any questions after we're done here today, you can call me or you can email me, and that information is coming up right now. So thanks for being here. Have a great rest of your week. We'll see you next Tuesday at high noon for another Go for Lunch.